our channel. Today we are going to talk about something very practical. The practicality, excuse Dan as he walks past me. The practicality of living in Kenya, the cost of living, how things work. Just for anyone out there who might be thinking, what is it like to live in Kenya? And going from maybe the US or North America or something like that to Kenya, and like, is it that much different, the system and everything like that? So this is a very practical episode. Hopefully it'll still be kind of fun and interesting. I'm not really sure. So yeah, what do you have to say? You ready to talk about it?
Yeah. Hi guys. Yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah. Dan will be my fact checker, because there's probably going to be things that I'll say and he'll be like, no, that's not right. So you're going to fact check me if I'm wrong.
No problem. We're here to help you.
Great, thank you. Okay, so starting off, we're going to look at rent. And so rent depends, obviously, just like everywhere else in the world, how big your location is, the security of the location, things like that. So in Kenya, the smallest you can get is a?
The smallest I can get is a single room.
Mm-hmm.
Which, when we talk about the single room is a small room where there's no bathroom inside or washroom inside. You have to go out to get the.
You share it with your floor mates.
You share with other neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
Then you don't have tap in the house. You don't have water in your house. You have to go out to fetch water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we call a
single room.
A single room. Then it has nothing. It's just like a hall. It's just like a square hall where you just put a bed. Yeah, just arrange yourself there.
Yeah, and how much would that go for, about?
A single room, it will depend on where you are, but a single room, it lies around from 3K, which is 3,000 to 5,000 there, depending on where you are and on.
So about like $28 to $48 in my magic American conversion.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the simplest you can get. The next step up is the bed sitter.
Yeah.
It's like a studio apartment equivalent in the US. So.
Yeah, a bed sitter is more advanced than the single room, because a bed sitter, you have tap inside your house, you have water inside the house, then you don't share your washroom with anyone, then you have a place where you can cook your things. It has some drawers or shelves where you can put your things there. So what do you call it?
I don't know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, it's a bed sitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bed sitter. Yeah, a bed.
It's like you just forgot what we were talking about for a second.
I forgot. These names are mixing me a lot. They are mixed up. So a single room is a little bit advanced than the.
No, a bed sitter.
Yeah, a bed sitter is more advanced than the single room.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry guys.
So the bed sitter, it won't have like an own kitchen room. Yeah. Basically, it will have just one room, but there will be a wall that has like the kitchen space. So how much would a bed sitter go for? About?
A bed sitter can go around 5K to 8 there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
5 to 8 there. 5,000 to 8,000 Kenyan shilling.
So less than $50 and to less than $80 a month. So still very cheap. And then you have the 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom type things, apartments. And this is all for renting, right? We're not talking about like buying land. That might be a different conversation. Not for today. Yeah. This is just for if you came to Kenya short term and you wanted to rent. So 1 bedroom apartment has your own bathroom, and we can say for ourselves, I don't know if you mind saying, but I'm gonna say what we pay here is $11K, which is like less than $110 a month for rent, and that just includes the rent. But honestly, I think it's a good price for where we're at. And so something else to say about that is, depending on where you stay, you might have a security fee, because there's often security guards that stay overnight to make sure no one comes in the building that's not supposed to be there, or if there's any emergency at night. So we have a security fee of about 500 shillings, like $5 a month, which I think is legit.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Let's say 1 bedroom, it will varies from, most of them they buy from 10,000 to 15,000 there, depending on where you are, because some places it's cheaper. The more, yes, the more you come closer to the town, the more expensive the rent is. Yeah, then it depends on which town you are. Like in Nairobi, you can get a bed sitter, like the one I was staying is around 13,000. It's 13,000 per month, which that is per month. So the more closer you are going to the city, the more expensive it is. The more closer you are going to the town, the more expensive it is. But most of the towns outside Nairobi, is more cheaper than around Nairobi. Then
Definitely.
yeah, then 1 bedroom it can go 2 bedrooms it can go from 15,000 up to 25 there. 25 or 30. Let's say from 15 to 30 there you can get a 2-bedroom apartment. But depending also on where you are, or which town you are, which city you are, because the more expensive, I'm talking now about near Nairobi, because near Nairobi is where it's more expensive. So these prices I'm giving is around Nairobi or near Nairobi there. But outside that area is much cheaper than being close to town.
Right.
Then one thing people should know is that we are talking about the rent, we are not talking about the water bills, we are not talking about the electricity bills, we are not talking about the security bills.
Yeah. So like I said, we pay about $5 a month for security. And then water, so it kind of depends on where you're at, but for the place we stay at now, they have it metered per apartment. So when you pay rent, they'll give you a receipt and they'll tell you this is how much your rent is per month, and this is your water for the month. Our water in this 1-bedroom apartment, which includes showering, flushing the toilet, washing dishes, washing hands, washing clothes, all of that is about like $250 to $370.
Let's say the highest we have gone, I think it's 370.
I think $370 was the highest.
Yeah.
So that's less than $4 for water per month. So really affordable.
Electricity is a little bit higher than the water.
Yeah.
Because electricity can go, let's say, depending on how you are consuming your electricity, your power. Like for last year, we are always using machines every now and then, laptops, computers. So let's say it can go 1K per month.
Yeah, and
1,000 per month.
I should say in Kenya the outlets have switches so you can turn off the electrical flow, which is something when I go back to the US, I was just there and I was really confusing because I kept thinking, oh, I need to go turn off the socket. No, you don't, because there's no switch. Here in Kenya, you can switch off the socket so you can make sure I'm really not using any energy unless I want to. So that does give me some peace of mind knowing that even when I'm not using it, I can.
And the best thing now you should know about Kenya is that the power, it's up to you. It's your own. Let's say it's up to you. Either you want to use it or not, because you have the freedom of paying it or you don't pay it.
Yeah. So it's,
yes, continue.
Sorry, it's metered, which means you don't have to say, oh, I'm going to pay this much for this amount of time, and I have to use that much in that amount of time. No, you literally pay. So here's the meter. I just want to give you some visuals. And what you do is you take even your like little dumb phone, the Kabambe that
I should bring this camera closer so that they can see what we are talking about.
So you can.
Yeah. Let me guys take it closer to you, then you can see how or what she's talking about.
So you just go onto your phone on M-Pesa, which is really easy because you can get a Kenyan SIM card for just $1 at the Safaricom. Yeah, so this is the meter. You literally just say how much you want to buy, and you pay Kenyan Power. So usually we buy like 300 shillings at a time, so about $3 at a time. And then you just it'll send you a code on your phone. You type the code in here, you press enter, and then all of a sudden you have power for 300.
And this is your account.
Yeah.
You see this number. These ones, they are your account.
Yeah.
These ones.
Oh, now everyone knows our account. I thought, okay. Does that matter? Send us, if you want to, you can send us power.
Yeah, you can buy for last power.
Feel free.
For free. You
I
can
guess
buy
that's
some tokens.
I guess that's what happens if you show someone your power thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is what you have to have. You plug it into the wall. When you have no power, it will connect it and send the power and the amount of units that you bought. So that's really nice that if you can take it back now. So if you say you go on vacation, so you buy some units and then you go on vacation, it's not like you just lose those units. You'll come back and you still have them there. So I will say that's the nice thing. And also, if you don't have money, you just don't have power, which in Kenya is doable because it doesn't get too hot or too cold. So if you don't have the money to pay for your tokens,
You can set the account to someone else and he or she can buy it for you.
okay, true.
Then he or she can forward the message to you, then you just get power going on.
So yes, you can either borrow from someone else, but what I mean is because Kenya is like, there's not that much need for electricity all the time.
Yeah, and
Like-
most of the time the power goes off.
And the
anytime.
power goes off frequently. So it's something that if your power goes off because of tokens, you're just like, oh, is that us or the building? Then you go and you check and you're like, oh, I hear people have like TVs on it, that's us. So that's how you know if it's the
token
whole
is off.
unit or if
Yeah.
it's you. But because it happens frequently, like there's power shortages that, I mean, not for very long, just like an hour or 15 minutes even
Yeah.
sometimes,
And-
because it,
And not only the power, even the water.
oh, well,
Like near where we live, there is a place called, there's a place here where they get water, I think, once or twice per week.
they get it on Fridays, yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, but that's a place where you pay like $3K per month, as you can see. It's a much more economical place, but
Yeah.
not necessarily as safe or as nice water-wise. Anyway, so what I was going to say is when the power goes out, people are used to it, and so everyone has candles on hand or a flashlight, which they call torches.
yeah.
It's weird.
Torches.
But this is a lantern. I just have to say, this is my favorite thing that I own. Anyway, so it's solar paneled, and then it's like a little light, and it's a pop-up, and it's amazing. So when the power goes out, which it does, wait, okay, it does pop up. Just believe me, it's not popping up right now. We use our little lantern, so that's really nice. Oh, I forgot to say, when it comes to paying for rent and paying for your water, most managements, you can just pay using your phone. Again, using this little phone, you can pay using this phone. So you don't have to have checks, you don't have to go anywhere, you literally just text how much you need to pay to the number that you need to pay it to, and then that's how you pay your rent.
Or direct to the bank.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
super easy. Like, it can't get easier than that. I love it. And then
Yeah.
there's not a lot of paper, that they will give you a receipt, but there's not a ton of paper bills and stuff like that.
Yeah, and one thing you should know also, many of the apartments here in Kenya, they are managed by the agents or the management. They call them agents or management. Whom many people, they don't like them because they don't like listening, or they don't reason. When they come to ask for the rent, they are always rude, and some of them, they don't want to listen if maybe you had a problem, or maybe your money is held somewhere and you are waiting to pay later. They don't understand that. So most of the houses, they have those agents whom people, they don't like them for
They're
sure.
tough, yeah.
But some of the apartments, they are owned by the owners. You send that money to the owners, whom they are very reasonable and they listen to you, comparing with the agents. So many of people, they prefer going to the apartments where they are owned by the owners but not the management or the agents, because the agents, they are not good at all. They are not, I can't say any.
Yeah, and so I will say there's also, many apartment buildings have a caretaker. So we have a caretaker, he lives on the top floor with his family. But I will say, different than in the US, I found is that it's not like a maintenance man as much. He cleans like the hallways and the stairways, and he kind of
No.
makes sure the building's clean.
Yeah, also they maintain, if you have a problem with
We haven't had anything fixed by
yeah,
them.
because there are some things which they say that if you came to the house and you found maybe a window, what do you call it?
the window.
Yeah, a window was broken. Before you enter, they should repair it. But if it got broken when you are in the house you as the person who is in the house, you are the one who should know how to fix that thing.
Okay, so that's the
Yeah.
difference between living in the US and living here, because
Yeah.
if you're renting in the US, it's kind of like you are paying to have things fixed, because it's not your property, so why should I fix it? Why should I fix
It's
it and then I
because-
leave?
Yeah, the problem is this. It's because you thought this thing working and you thought the video was not broken. So why should you call me to fix the video? And you are the one who knows how it was broken, and maybe you are the one who broke it, or you should leave it. You should leave the house the way it was. You found it. You understand?
Okay, yeah.
That's how they say.
So anyway, there's been issues that I've wanted fixed in the house, and we've asked the caretaker, and he's like, oh no, that's your issue, that's not mine.
Yeah.
So that's the difference, because I'm just used to like, oh, if I'm renting, this isn't my property, why should I have to invest money in it? Because if I fix something, then I leave, well, I fixed it for the next person, so you're welcome. So anyway, that's another thing. So moving on from that, then we have Wi-Fi in the house, which we have fiber, right? So it was installed in the building.
Yeah, in the building.
So it's really high speed, it's really good quality. Wi-Fi, we pay 20.
No, it's 3K.
Oh, it's 3K now.
3,000, yeah.
Yeah. They raised it up now. So it's 3,000, so less than $30 per month for high speed internet. Like, we rarely have issues with the speed of it. Sometimes it goes off and on randomly, but it's for the most part really consistent.
Yeah, we have a Wi-Fi in the building, but the one for the
Yes,
building is wow,
There have been times where
very slow.
yeah, we tried using the Wi-Fi in the
Ah.
building and it did nothing.
It doesn't
So
work.
even though our management here is like, Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi, don't know. We have it set up in our place, it works fine, so that's Wi-Fi. And then, again, we pay Safaricom using this phone.
Yeah.
Everything is
Yeah.
to Bombay.
So don't ever trust when they say that the apartment has Wi-Fi. Don't trust that Wi-Fi.
It's probably not
Yeah,
okay.
if you are a person who is busy on online works, or you do some business, or you rely on internet, just get your own internet.
Yeah.
Get your own Wi-Fi. Don't think that in the house you're gonna get your free Wi-Fi. There is no free Wi-Fi.
It's not
Just
good.
forget about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next thing in cost of living is food. So we get our food at basically 2 different places. We get our packaged goods like our rice, flour, pasta, oil, salt, sugar, things like that. We get that at the supermarket. And then for our fresh vegetables and our eggs, we get that at the market. Now, you can also buy like rice and sugar and salt in the
markets.
in the markets.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I don't want that because I don't I don't necessarily trust it as much hygienic wise.
Yeah.
But you can get things like that in the market. So overall, getting things in the market is going to be cheaper than getting it in the supermarket. Is that correct?
Yeah, especially the vegetables, because the vegetable from the market, they are always fresh,
Mm-hmm.
not like the ones in the supermarket. Then they are the same product, that is just that in the supermarket it's more expensive than in the market, and in the market there are so many varieties you can get there than
Yeah.
in the supermarket.
The supermarket, they have limited, like the grocery section is pretty small. So they'll be like, here are 7 mangoes to choose from. And you're like, oh, okay. But if you go to the market, there's a
The
lot more
market,
selection.
there are so many mangoes, there are so many varieties of mangoes. You can this mango, but there are many different kinds of mangoes. Yeah, you can get anything in the market. If you want to buy vegetables and you are living in Kenya, don't go to the supermarket. Just go
Yeah.
to the market. That's the best place you can
Yeah.
get anything you want, and it's cheaper than
Yeah.
the supermarket. But if you want some products like flour, oil, those things you can get in the supermarket, is okay. But
Laundry, soap.
yeah. But if vegetable wise, go to the
Yeah.
market.
And I will say sometimes it is more convenient. Like sometimes you're at the supermarket and you're like, hey, let's like buy this butternut squash or something.
Yeah.
So sometimes it is more easy just getting it right there.
Yeah, it's just that if you're in a hurry.
Yeah. Oh, and something else to note, if you're coming to Kenya, just know that yes, bargaining is part of the culture, but you do not bargain in a supermarket. Do not try to go up
Yeah.
and be like, actually,
Yeah.
I'll pay this much for this. No.
I think that one we should leave it for the next topic, because next thing we can have it tomorrow. We can explain about it. because that will be part 2 of it.
Okay.
Because there are so many places you can bargain. There are some places you cannot bargain. It's so interesting for sure.
Yeah.
So interesting about that.
So we can talk about that.
So I
later.
think that we can do it on part 2. It will be continuity of what we talked about.
Okay.
So please watch out our part 2.
Wait, are we done with this one?
Well, I think we are done. Or
I had a
anything
list.
else? Oh, what do you want to say? Guys, I'm sorry. Since I make want to continue.
Yeah,
Let's
this is
go,
my
let's
video.
go.
Back off. Okay. So the other thing I was going to say is how much it costs for our food in the supermarket. I think I usually spend around like $2K every time I go to the supermarket, which is about every 2 weeks, I would say. So about $4K in the supermarket for the like household item things. And then for the fruits and vegetables, I pay about 500 shillings per trip to the market, and that's maybe 3 times per month. So 1,500 shillings, so less than $15 per month. So that's that. And then the last thing I wanted to say in cost of living, because that's what this whole theme is transportation. Transportation in Kenya can be very cheap if you do public transportation. So where we stay to get to Nairobi, it's like 100 shillings, which is less than $1. So that's very
Yeah.
affordable.
Yeah.
If you're taking matatus, if you take tuk-tuks, that's going to be a little bit more money, and then bodas will be a little bit more money than a matatu as well, because it's more individualized, so you can tell the boda exactly where to go and the tuk-tuks exactly where to go. And then the most expensive way to travel across Kenya is through Uber or Bolt. I think there's another.
Yeah. But
Right.
yeah. But also on what Meg she's talking about, there is always it's cheaper, but it will take you a lot of time.
What?
If you're gonna use matatu, yeah, it's cheaper to use matatu. But in another way, that matatu may cost you time
Oh, for sure.
to reach where you are going, because it will take a lot of time, because it goes stopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's.
looking for more passengers. Also, there is what we call overloading of the matatu.
Mhm.
They are always overloaded. Then it's not convenient. It's not convenient when it comes to time. Yeah, it's cheaper but not convenient.
So there's different types. You can get just a regular matatu, or you can get an express. So if you're going a further distance, you can make sure that you book an express ticket so that they can't go stopping everywhere.
Yeah, but also.
But sometimes they lie.
But also those express ones, they lie because they're gonna stop and they're gonna try to get more passengers on the way.
Not always. There are some.
Not
who do.
always. I'm talking some of them, not
Yeah.
not all of them. Some of them. Then the other thing, whenever you call about the matatu, there is issue of bargaining. You can bargain when it comes to matatu. You can bargain for transportation. Maybe you are being charged 100. You can bargain up to 70 or 40. Because one thing we should know, those guys, they are not trustworthy.
The conductors.
Yeah, the conductors, they are not trustworthy. They will lie to you. If they were placed, maybe it was costing 100 shillings, they will tell you maybe it's 150 or 200. So if you want bargain, for sure you.
That is a tip.
Yeah.
If you are a foreigner coming to Kenya, don't ask the conductor how much a matatu costs.
Yeah.
Ask another passenger, because oftentimes the passengers do the same route every day. Like
Yeah, yeah.
every single day they go from here to there. And so if you ask the conductor, they're gonna be like, oh yes, it's 100 shillings. You ask the passenger sitting next to you and they say it's 50 baht.
Yeah, yeah.
So ask, that's actually
The
a very good
conductors
tip.
will
Now,
always lie to you.
They will,
always lie.
because
to you.
they'll know you're a foreigner. No
Yeah.
matter if you think you're blending in, you do not blend in. They will know.
Yeah, yeah.
They will know. They'll see on your face that
If they lie to us, and we are from the same area and we are from the same country, what about you as
Yeah.
a foreigner? Just think about that.
So that's something to be wary of.
Yeah.
Now, we can't really give prices on transportation
Yeah.
because it varies what region you're in and how far you're going and what time of day and all that kind of stuff. So transportation is hard to estimate and it depends how often you're going places, but
Also, to add on the
Yeah.
same issue of matatu, Also, those conductors, most of them, or some of them, I will not say most of them, some of them, they are always rude to the customers.
Is this about cost of living?
No, you brought the issue of transportation, so you have to go do the transportation. I wanted us to do the part 2 so that we can talk about bargaining and other things in the same issue. But let's do it. Let's just continue with it.
Okay, so.
Yeah, so the conductors, they are always somehow rude, but let me not get into that so much. But yeah, because I can see Meg here, she is.
I had a theme.
Okay, continue.
I had a theme for
Okay,
today.
Continue.
So, all encompassing how much we personally pay where we stay, which is outside of Nairobi. We're in Thika, which is like almost to the countryside, but basically it's the end of the suburban area. So,
But before you say that,
hmm,
just tell them, because we left them hanging, we didn't tell them the best way the best way of transportation, which is the best way to.
what is the best way? I don't know.
I think the best way is Uber.
Yeah, if you have
Because
the money
Uber,
for it.
Uber, they won't lie to you.
Uh-huh.
That's the first thing. They won't lie to you. You are safe with Uber. I think that's the best thing you can use for transportation.
Or Bolt.
Yeah, or Bolt. Yeah, there's another
Yes.
website also called Bolt. It's also like Uber.
Yeah, so if you have the money for it, but that's the thing about
Yeah.
it's
If you don't
way
have
more
a,
expensive.
yeah, not very expensive depending on where you are going. Because if you are going for a long distance and also the time, for a long distance it will be expensive.
Yes.
Then also the time, because it changes with the time. In the evening it's gonna be expensive, or at night it's gonna be expensive. That's how it is. But that's the safest way you can
Yes.
maneuver
As a
through.
foreigner,
Yeah.
yes.
Then the other thing, if you don't want to use that, you don't have money, you want to use the public means, just go with a local person, a
Mhm.
local guide, or your friend who is the local person who can bargain for you that about the transportation with the conductors there on matatus. Yeah, that's the other thing, you can do it. But don't go alone, because it's not, anyway, they will lie to you. That's a fact.
Yeah. So those are some of our tips, but I just wanted to say overall where we stay and how much we pay for things, we are living about 20K and below, so less than $200 per month for cost of living. That doesn't include, of course, like going out to eat and maybe fun things that we want to do,
Let's
but that's just
say,
like a normal
yeah.
20K per month. So from an American perspective, that's very cheap and affordable, but you have to understand, like, you know, wages are lower here, there isn't a minimum wage, so that really affects things. But yeah, that's kind of how much you would pay if you wanted to move to Kenya.
Let's say even going out maybe for a dinner or something, to do something.
Mhm.
Let's say the maximum we do use is maybe 20K per month.
Oh, per month, yeah.
Yeah. per
Yeah,
month.
we don't go out that
20,000 per
often.
month, yeah.
Oh, and I forgot to say where we get our meat. We have a butcher just here. We get our meat
Yeah.
from.
Then the meat here in Kenya, anyway, the meat you can get with whichever money you have. If you have 10 shillings, you can get a meat for 10 shillings.
Okay.
You have 20, you can get a meat for 20, 30, 50, 100, 1,000, you get it.
Yeah. So basically, there's butchers that you can just go and say how much you need, how much money you are going to pay, and then they'll
Yeah.
chop it up and they'll give it to you. So that.
Yeah, there's something else.
What?
That's it.
What am I forgetting?
There is also milk. There's a way you can buy milk
Oh.
here in Kenya. You have ATMs, like ATM.
Milk ATMs, yes.
Yeah, milk ATMs. You can buy milk with whichever money you want to buy. It's 110 amount, any amount you want to buy.
I feel like we should do a follow-up and show people where these places are.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, great. So that is our video on the cost of living. Feel free to ask lots of questions. And again, this is just for our region, our
Yeah.
experience. So I know there's different places in Kenya, and so
Yeah.
someone might comment and say like, oh, hey, that's not true, they're lying to you. Well, we're just saying from what we know.
Yeah, we are telling the facts on the ground on where we are.
So, yes, so
Yeah,
it really
that's the
depends.
Yeah, so if you are not around here and maybe you have, anyway.
Yeah, tell us. If you're in a
Yeah.
different region and you
Yeah.
have a different experience of how much things cost in Kenya,
Yeah.
please let us know, because this is just us.
And we are doing this because we got many questions, people asking the cost of living here in Kenya,
Mhm.
or how the life is. That's why
Yeah, even
we
when
have
I
to. Yeah.
even when I went through immigration in the U.S., the immigration lady was like asking me where I live and what I do in Kenya and how much it costs for me to live there, and I was like, oh, okay, immigration lady. She was doing it out of curiosity, not to like make sure I could get in the country. But
Yeah.
so people are asking, and here is the answer. So I hope you've
Mhm.
enjoyed. Feel free to ask extra questions. Comment below.
Yeah, and don't forget to
Like and subscribe. And
yeah,
share.
just remember to like, subscribe, and comment.
Yes.
Yeah, your comments are the ones which keeps us doing more contents, because we have to, if someone asks us about this thing, we have to do it and show and tell him or her how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let's keep going. Subscribing is free, so don't forget to do that.
Great. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you in the next video, and have a great day.